Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 12. Number 12 of the Forza World Podcast, the Forza. Bicken Nuggets.
Yeah, we've been putting the B's in front of the C's recently.
Yes.
Backlit Bit Bookies is a really good one. Yeah.
That's a good one. Episode 12. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming. So there's quite a lot of news that was released. This was the day that we're recording this is the day that what's it called? The stupid thing.
There was a Forza Motorsport.
That's it. The
developer stream.
Bethesda, Developers Direct, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was a stream that was released that showed a bunch of stuff for the new Forza Motorsport game. There was the stuff for Forza Horizon where they released the Let's Go episode where it showed you what's coming in Forza Horizon 5. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about game related. So it's going to be a Forza related stream. Surprise. It's, Forza World.
Lots of stuff to talk about, finally. Finally have something to talk about that isn't just pure nonsense that we're kind of peddling.
I know. We're not trying to fill any gaps. We're not trying to find stuff to talk about.
We actually have stuff to discuss that is informational and educational and kind of significant, to be honest.
I don't know about...
It's a big one.
I don't know about educational. It's more informational and complaining.
I lean more towards nonsense, I guess. But
yes.
I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, somebody had commented, and it's true. This is the first little tidbit of Forza stuff. It's been 6 years since a motorsport game has been out.
It has.
And by the sound of it, this is probably going to be a fall 2023 release.
Most likely.
That's the feeling.
Yeah.
They went from early 2023 to now they're just calling it that's it, just a year.
Yeah, this year.
So, that says fall to me.
For
sure.
And how many times have they released a game in the fall?
Almost always. Yeah. So it'll be the fall.
It's going to be the fall.
It makes more sense for their product cycle and for the holiday cycle and whatnot. So, but it is a significant game, really. I mean, we've talked about it in the past. It's been a big gap.
Yep.
Right between games. I didn't realize it was 6 damn years. That's ridiculous.
It's been a big gap.
That's crazy.
The biggest thing about this game is this is going to be primarily based on the Series S and the Series X console. Because with every single other game, it has been made for the old generation Xbox One, but has been enhanced for the new consoles.
Yeah, the enhancement.
Yeah. So Forza Motorsport 7, Forza Horizon 4, and Forza Horizon 5 have all been enhanced or altered in some way to perform better on those consoles.
Yeah, but that wasn't like the primary.
That wasn't the primary target that they were hitting. With the new Motorsport game, that's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for the Series S and the Series X console, which I just ended up getting a Series X. It's been...
Moneybags Aren. Jesus.
It's... Okay. Well, granted, it's been a while since they released it.
It has been, yeah. And
it's been a while since they released the new console.
Sucking on that OG...
I've been sucking on the
Xbox for a while.
It's been a long time. So...
God, that original... we got the original one, both of us, and it's just the chunkiest piece of crap. It
is a brick.
So long.
Granted, the Series X is a brick. It is...
Yeah, but your load times are long, shorter than 2.5 minutes.
Oh my God, it is so quick. I've never experienced anything this quick. It doesn't make sense to me.
That's nice.
You know, when you go to load up a game and it takes a good, 5-6 minutes.
Very familiar with that.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm going to load up this game, and then I'm going to go to the washroom, and then I'm going to go get a drink, and then I'm going to go get a snack. And by the time I come back, it's still going to be loading. It's to the point now where I load up a game and I think, I'm going to go grab a drink, and I go grab a drink, and it's ready to start. Like I'm in my garage ready to go. It is so unbelievably fast. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I do want to get into Forza Motorsport here.
Yes. Sorry. Okay.
So, like, this is just some prelim kind of stuff here.
Mhm.
But, over 500 cars.
Yep.
Fine.
Which,
right?
I mean, it's not record breaking.
Yeah, I don't need a number just to be a number. Like,
No.
I don't need it to be like some insane number, and then it's just Gran Turismo style of just different variations of the same car. It's like, I could care
exactly.
less. 100 of which are supposedly new to Forza.
That I'm excited. So
That should be nice.
So
I hope
this
they're
is-
not all just Dacias and crap like that. But
no, but my concern is there's a difference between new to Forza and new to Motorsport. Because when they say new to Forza, it's something that hasn't been featured in a Motorsport or Horizon game, period. And that could be anything from a variation of a car that has been in the game for 6 years. So they could say, hey, this version of the Porsche 962C has been in the game for 7 years. However, we're going to release a different variation of that car, and that's a technically new to Forza car. Now, new to Motorsport is one thing, because the Brabham B6 or BT62, the absolutely insane looking, insane sounding Brabham track car that we both know and love, that's going to be in the game. That's already confirmed. That is a new to Motorsport car. It's not new to Forza. It is new to Motorsport. So that's my concern, because that is something that I want to get into, is the car list itself. I'm gonna let you keep going on this. I have a Mike's Hard Red Freeze to sip on today.
I have a Budweiser.
You have a Budweiser.
I feel poor.
There's no can crack or wine to sip on tonight. It's just alcohol.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Well, you'll need it for the rest of the show. Anyways, I mean, let's be honest here. The 100 new cars or whatever, it's no surprise considering they went out of their way to say that there's a focus on newer spec racing cars for this series. Like, that seems like they literally mentioned that. That's exactly how they phrase it.
And it's been 6 years. I sure hope so. There's got to be new cars. It's been 6 goddamn years.
More than enough time to have, feedback.
How many changes have there been in motorsport in general in the past 6 years?
Immense changes in motorsport regulations.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me either that they took this time to kind of, let's say, air quotes, do it right. And they said, we had like a lot of requests. It's like, really? Or
I wonder why.
For a racing game to have race cars, that makes a lot of sense.
Wow.
So, okay, to nobody's surprise, sure, that's good. And that probably makes sense. Where I'm getting at is that these are new to Forza cars, because there's not too many of those in Horizon, because it doesn't really make a lot of goddamn sense to have GT racers everywhere in Horizon. It's just a waste of everybody's time. So that's great. I'm down for that. 20 track environments. That's a decent number.
Mid-Ohio. Mid-Ohio is coming.
Mid-Ohio is a great track.
I'm so excited for Mid-Ohio. There's also another track that Jason and I know about that we're not going to mention anything about. We know it's coming.
We have a secret. We have secrets.
We do have a secret
on what track is coming, and it's a zesty track.
It is
a Forza dev. Be scared.
Be scared.
We know exactly what
about
this
it.
Track is.
We're not going to mention anything, so don't attack us. But we know it's coming. We're very excited for it. It is a track that we'll say it's a track that a lot of people know and love. That's it.
It's a familiar zesty track.
Yeah.
And that's all we're saying.
That's all we're saying.
But we will say something soon. So, anyways, tracks apparently have 10 times more detail, emphasizing improvements to crowds and vegetation.
Touch grass.
Nice. Like, sure, I'm down for it. I mean, it's better than the same 15 NPC, like people in the crowd and everybody's waving the flag at the exact same time. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
It's not that much of a focal point. Like, I don't know, the emphasis they were placing on this was like, it's super dynamic and this and that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nice little small bonus thing that I'm sure will come in handy when we're taking pictures, but that's it. There is fog.
Yep.
Fog sounds quite nice.
I'm excited for that.
The true dynamic weather should be nice too, where that, will fluctuate on and off or whatever. I don't know. Same thing with day and night, I believe.
Yeah.
Dynamic
the
time of
dynamic
day.
weather.
Well, time of day
time.
too.
Yeah,
so
dynamic
that's
time.
nice.
That I'm excited for, mainly because when it comes to Forza Motorsport 7, this is something that I noticed. If I load into a map, I can't adjust the day, like the time of day or the weather itself on the track. I mean, I can adjust sunny, rain, night, and that's about it. But if I want a morning race when it's clear, I don't get that. It's just, if I load in and it's like, cool, this is the weather that you get. You want to go take pictures of this 918 Spider on whatever track? Cool. It's going to be overcast.
Right.
Good luck taking pictures.
Enjoy. Yeah. Exactly. So, I mean, I'm down for it. You can kind of make something out of anything as far as weather goes, usually. I really like that I didn't know this. The track temperatures never fluctuated as the track or the game went on, or the race, I guess.
No. So
now they will.
So the
that
actual
makes sense. I can't believe they never had that. That's insane.
Yeah, the actual track temperatures. So the difference in track would fluctuate between day, night, and rain. But if it was overcast in a day cycle versus sunny in a day cycle, the track would be exactly the same temperature. And whether you had a 3-lap race or a 70-lap race, the track temperature would remain exactly the same. Whereas now, if you have a 10-lap race versus a 50-lap race, the track temperature will increase over time of that 50-lap race compared to the 10-lap race because there's more cars on it. Depending on the weather, if it's going from, let's say, 8 o'clock in the morning to noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever the game determines, that temperature is going to increase because the sun is going to be at a different angle. It's going to get hotter. It's going to be later in the afternoon, as it normally would. It would make sense. You get increased grip levels, faster lap time, stuff like that. So I'm excited to see that, and I'm actually curious to see how that affects the sim racing leagues, because there's a lot of sim racing nowadays. There's a lot of sim racing.
And that's supposedly
nowadays.
a big focus of this game too. They have said nothing about the actual interfaces and leagues and whatnot, but I would imagine that's a big component, right?
I think that's going to be a big thing because when you have the capabilities of simulating track temperatures, tire compounds, dynamic damage and weather and time and all this stuff in a game that doesn't require any modifications, and it's just like that's the base game. I think that's going to be a big plus for the sim racing leagues because that puts more pressure on the drivers themselves to utilize their skills. Because in something like Forza Motorsport 7, I don't know too much about Assetto Corsa, so I can't say anything for certain.
It seems sick, but yeah.
But to the same point, if the track temperature itself doesn't change throughout the race, then cool, you could have an absolutely sick setup for Assetto Corsa and nail lap times consistently. But if that track temperature is changing, then that might affect it. So it could be a huge game changer in the way of sim racing.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see just how significant it is, if it's too far one way or if you don't really notice it. I don't know. I mean,
who knows?
As far as other track stuff goes, better on light or on track light reflections, whatever, it's supposed to make a big difference for pictures. We'll see.
Well, and that's mainly like when you go to a track during like a hot day and you get that very hot asphalt and it kind of reflects a little bit different than when it's an overcast day. That's that off-track reflection, or when it's wet and you have that kind of slick shine across the entire track.
I think a good example they had was at Circuit de Catalunya when you're on that red thing. Light, like the colors of light are supposed to reflect better. So like if you've got like a silver car, you kind of get a reddish hue on the bottom side of it, which is a good point. I guess you don't really get that with the other games. So it's little details like that should make a big difference when they're all combined. I mean,
ray tracing is going to be a thing.
Yeah,
like if you have a Series X console, Series S, Series X.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like you got to have a newer console to even run this game in the first place, and it's going to benefit greatly from running on Series X. I do have a grievance.
Very excited.
Me too, but I have a grievance, as one does.
You don't have one?
All of us do on the show all the time.
You don't have one of the new consoles, don't you?
No, I was going to say one of the demos that they were doing was on the PC.
Oh, I know the mouse thing.
So there was a mouse, like an errant mouse or cursor on the screen, and they're demoing this thing, the Bethesda event or whatever the hell, and they're running it on a goddamn PC. So the whole thing is upscaled to the nines, right? And they probably got some crazy PC setup. They're like, oh, look how sick this game is. It's like, well, what the hell? This isn't probably even going to look anything like this on a Series S, which is honestly what most people are going to be running.
Yep.
So, hello.
Series S, Series
Right?
X, yep.
So, but you can see this stupid cursor on the back of the Corvette. I don't know. It's been floating around Twitter a little bit. I don't think too many people have called it out. It's just something we noticed anyways.
Yep.
But this one picture of, oh, look how good this game looks. And then there's this tiny little
mouse cursor.
Yeah. So it's like, God damn it. I hope it isn't just completely downscaled or whatever, right?
Now, something I will give the game, because before I got the Series X console, I had the Xbox One, which was your
Xbox Chunky.
The chunky, yes. Xbox thick. Xbox thick. So it was an old console, but since they released cloud gaming, I ended up doing some cloud gaming on my laptop. However, the graphics in the game on cloud gaming it was tenfold. It was way better compared to the Xbox thick that I was using on my actual TV. It was interesting to see the difference between what an Xbox could run versus what a PC could run versus what the Series X can run, because the Series X ran significantly better and significantly quicker than what cloud gaming could run. So granted, yes, there was a cursor in that little picture, but considering how good the Series S and Series X consoles are, I wouldn't be surprised if it is, as good as what we saw today. But at the same time, if you're trying to present how good a game looks, use the actual console that 90% of the people are going to be running.
If it's so good on console, just show us.
Just show us.
Come on. Like, I mean, I get the whole let's show the best possible version of this, and it's just you know what I mean?
It makes sense.
But like,
if
does it look that bad on a Series S that you're embarrassed to show it?
No, I know.
Really?
Another thing I want to mention on that image of the same C8 Corvette picture. How do you feel about the heads-up display, Jason?
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I didn't even get your opinion on this. The new heads-up display. So
I may have had a few too many drinks. I apologize if my words are slurred.
But no, listen.
It's been a night.
But like, listen. If you're not familiar, heads-up display, it's like the interface, right? So the like speed gauges and like what place you're in and the time, like the lap timer and everything, whatever, right?
Yep.
Your literal interface. I hate it. Like
what the layout of it, the look of it, the design of it.
It's like, listen, it contrasts too heavy. That's my main.
I get you.
But it's not like the other ones had like, the Horizon one's got like a little color in it, or like. I get it, because it's too prominent. It's too prominent, right? Like it's.
If you can adjust the transparency, then it would be okay.
Yeah,
but if you can't adjust the transparency, then it's an issue.
Just plain, and it doesn't look nice. It just, I don't know. I'm not.
I get
into it. So it's really hard to explain without seeing a picture of it. We'll probably post one soon and get like maybe a poll going. I think that's actually a good idea.
That is a good idea.
I think they've done better, and I think with 6 years, it just looks too simple. Like it looks like somebody did it in Photoshop in 5 minutes.
It was like, one of my favorite interfaces. My favorite heads-up display interfaces. Horizon 2.
Horizon 2 is
the really Horizon good. 2 interface was really so good.
That's an example of very simple.
Yeah,
like it didn't have the background. The new one has like the background and everything. That's a good point.
It's a good point.
So maybe they did it just so people can see that better. Maybe it's an option where you can disable that.
Yep.
That would be nice.
Well, you can disable the heads-up display in any game, but...
No, but like the contrast of it.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Like transparency and shit.
Yeah. Maybe that would help. But anyways...
That would be cool.
I didn't like that from that picture. But I mean, hey, one of the improvements, though, supposedly... And this isn't a negative, but we'll get into the negatives a little bit.
Okay.
After this, audio is supposed to be the biggest focal point, right? So I have written down
What, like vehicle audio? Or?
Yeah, so they're adding in, like, actually, this is really cool.
Okay.
I'll start with something cool.
Yeah,
so they're adding in regional in-game trackside announcers. So, for example, right, a Japanese track will have a Japanese trackside announcer. For example, right, a track like Suzuka, a Japanese track, the trackside audio, the guy on the megaphone, like, he'll be speaking Japanese. It's not like that same muffled, like, nothingness where you can't really make out what's
You
being
have no
said.
idea what he's saying.
Yeah, so it'll vary from region to region and be like accurate and whatnot, which I think is a really nice touch, especially for the loading screens and whatnot. Like, I think that's just very cool.
I'm so excited for that. Now that you mentioned that, thinking about,
cool.
Oh shit!
It's right after the load. It's right after the load screen.
No. I know what you're talking about.
That's what I think.
Bathurst, Australia.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I would love to hear some Australian dude being like, this is gonna be a good race there, guys.
Well, that's what I don't know. I don't know what the hell
we got a bunch of fucking cunts in some V8 supercars. This is gonna be nice and fun.
But yeah, is it some guy whammed like speaking into the mic? I don't know, but like it's actually a good point. I wonder what the context will be, if it's just rambling nonsense or if it's like actually very clear what's being said. I don't know. That's a good point. But all I can think of is old Motorsport 4, right after the load screen, when you've just got like those shots fading in and out right before you press ready and you got like your tuning set up and whatnot. You see the starting grid. It's very cool ambience. The amount of times I've fallen asleep to that, like just
I know,
playing games, and it's like,
or it doesn't sound like a Peanuts teacher.
Yeah, exactly. So that's cool. Car upgrades are supposed to be better. Like the sounds are supposed to be better represented. That's what I'm hearing. So the turbo sounds are supposed to be more accurate. Depending on like, different turbos will make different sounds and different exhaust kits. Like you never really notice that much. That's supposed to be a huge difference.
Well, yeah, but that's the same in Horizon 5. Like when you upgrade the exhaust, the sound of the exhaust changes.
It does. This is supposed to be a significant change, they say, though. It's supposed to be like extremely, I know, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Extremely noticeable. Tire and suspension
Horizon
audio.
5 wasn't.
I know. So listen, tire and suspension audio is also supposed to be upgraded. The audio components.
Suspension audio.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to hear, I don't know what the hell you would hear. Push rods can't be that loud.
Or I was going to say, maybe if you drive a Jeep, it's going to be squeaking.
Actually, there are some cars, if like a I guess you're not hitting jumps or anything, but like maybe, I don't know. But they go to their way to say suspension audio. So I don't know. Tunnel
You know what they should do? Upgraded. You know what they should do if they're focusing on audio? They should bring in a Jeep Patriot into the game and just have insane fan belt squeal.
Every time you turn a corner. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be terrible. That squeak on like the start line when it's like counting down 3, 2, and like it cuts to a car. It's just
insane squeal.
yeah, that'd be nice. Anyways,
you go to pull up to the start line in your C63 AMG Black, and then you have a rod knock, and it's just you're sitting there, and you're like, I don't know if I can complete a lap in this because I have a.
I'm trying to talk. I don't want to hear it.
I'm trying to call out your own car.
I know. I'm trying to avoid that. So listen, I use 5W40. I'm fine. So listen, tunnel audio is supposed to be better. That is something that they've said because I guess it's true. Like it was never really like guttural. It was never really like that much of a bass to it.
No,
when you were in a tunnel. So
you know what games, and this is the thing that boggles my mind. The games that had the best tunnel sounds was Horizon 1 and Horizon 2.
Horizon 1 was very good.
Horizon 1 and Horizon 2 were very good. If you had a car that had deep bass, like a muscle car or a German car with a V8, like a C63, or even an Audi or a BMW or something with a V8 or something with a deep bass, and you drive through a tunnel at low RPMs, if you have either headphones on or if you have your TV speakers all the way up, you hear it, and it makes a huge difference. In Motorsport 7, if you drive, a Charger Daytona or whatever it is, muscle car that you want through the Bernese Alps, because the Bernese Alps has that very distinct tunnel that everyone knows that you go through.
Yep.
It doesn't, or even Rio, it doesn't make a difference in the sound. There's a slight difference, like a very slight. It
almost sounds like a delay.
I kind of think I'm going through a tunnel, and then you're out of the tunnel, and you're like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, to me, it almost sounds like a delay. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So
that I'm looking forward to. I'm excited for that. If
we'll see, right?
We'll see. We don't know if it's to the degree of Horizon 1 and Horizon 2. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, like that's the whole kind of thing with a lot of this.
I'm looking forward to that.
See. Another thing that we'll see is dirt and wear should accurately collect on the car and not be as generic as far as the pattern and whatnot. Sounds nice. Should be nice.
I'm excited. Well, okay. I don't want to say I'm excited. I'm curious.
Yeah, that's how
I'm very curious to see how that will play out, because if it accurately wears to the vehicle itself, like if you get a vehicle like the Brabham BT62 or like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or anything with some, crazy insane curves, depending on how that affects the dirt and wear and, the tire bits that come off of it, that could come out to show some very good pictures.
It says that it's supposed to collect based on the airflow of the car, so however they modeled that, and then the pressure that each car generates. So along the sides and whatnot, different low pressure areas.
I'm excited.
So it should give it accurate battle scars too, I'm assuming.
That'll be cool. That'll be cool.
Yeah. So we'll cool. I know right away from looking at it, the damage model still sucks. I understand. And for those listening at home, the reason the damage has always sucked in Forza is because the manufacturers don't like it. They don't like when the bumpers and all this stuff gets ripped off. So they're really limited.
And that's
with
fair.
That, so
like if you look at any,
I wish they'd remind people more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you could still do more with the way the damage is, and it just looks a little nicer, at least scratches. There's just a lot of different ways you can go with it. Whatever.
Yep.
The dirt and whatnot, I feel like that's only really useful for pictures. One of those things, I'm curious. We'll see. It starts to fall apart for me a bit, though. I got to be honest. Like a lot of these claims, there wasn't really a lot said in this. It was a lot of like, here's some more tidbits, but it's like, gameplay. But like, there's no understanding of what the game modes are like and what the flow is for the average player. I think
career mode.
Career mode. Yeah, that's a huge thing, dude. We keep talking about it. We've been talking about it for years. Why the hell am I playing this game? It's a big problem with Horizon. And for Motorsport, as somebody with a Forza page and a Forza podcast, I never really officially bought 7.
Nope.
I didn't buy it. I got it from you.
Yep.
And I think I got it for free on the store or something like that. I've got an electronic copy, but like I waited. Like I was obsessed with 5 and 6.
Yeah, 5 and 6. I remember you buying the limited edition of 5. I think you bought the limited edition of 6.
Yep.
I was an absolute schmutz and ended up buying the
6. They didn't have a limited edition.
6 they didn't, but they had the limited edition console, like the Forza edition console.
Correct.
And that's what I ended up buying.
Yeah, I should have got one of those. One of the things I didn't like, and I didn't like it at all, and it gave me this really bad feeling.
Yes.
Is the physics advancements, okay? They're claimed to be, and it's this big statement. They're like, the physics advancements are better than Forza Motorsport 5, 6, and 7 combined. And that's the end of the statement. How the fuck do you measure that? Honestly, how do you measure the physics advancements and then compare them between multiple games over a 10-year period, basically? And then you have the audacity to be like, it's better than all of them combined. According to what? Yeah. Right? So now you start thinking, okay, well, it's like, this is supposedly like the best, most detailed thing. And it's like, the tracks have 10 times more detail. And it's like, you know what? God damn it. I really hope this isn't a bunch of like false promises again. With the sound upgrades, how long have we been hearing that? Sound upgrades for fuck's sakes, like 15 years. And then you've got all these different things, the track lists and then the cars and the dynamic weather and this and that. Like it's just, I just hope it's not a bunch of nonsense. Like that was a statement that really stuck out to me, where it's just like, this is a buzzword garbage statement. And it goes back to what we've been saying of like, okay, well, what team is actually working on this, right? And I start to worry, and I get back into that rut that we have every show where it's negative. And let's be honest, every single show we find something negative to say, because it usually ends up that way. That's the trend. Everything they do, it's always like right idea, but rubbish.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's to the point where the community itself has been around long enough that the creators...
we can see through it, man.
Yeah, the creators and the developers have so much of a base to go off of and people to reference and creators to talk to and all of this stuff to say, hey, what are your favorite parts of the game? What are your least favorite parts of the game? Because your favorite parts of the game, we're going to keep them in. That's something we're going to work on. That's something we're going to keep improving. But your least favorite parts of the game, that's something that we're going to take a focus in. What are your least favorite parts of the game? What do you like? What do you not like? Because if you don't like the way cars sound, cool. We're going to focus on that. If you don't like the way that the cars handle based on the weather, based on the tire wear, based on whatever, that's something we're going to focus on. But I've never had a complaint with motorsport where it's like, oh, I don't like the way this, Formula Drift Mustang slides around because it feels slightly inaccurate because I've obviously driven the Von Gittin Jr. Drift Formula Drift Mustang around the Bernese Alps, which is a false track that doesn't actually exist. Yeah. So I know exactly how it should handle, and however it doesn't handle like it should handle around this false track. It doesn't make sense. So it's to the point where we don't, like we've said in pretty much every single other podcast, we don't want to complain about this because we love this game so much. This game is the whole reason why Jason and I are sitting in the same room together. This game is the reason why this podcast exists. It's why this page exists. It's why we have, such a connection to cars, especially nowadays, is because of this game. But it's frustrating to see and hear from the community, from our perspective, for, two people who have been running this page for almost 10 years, to have people comment and message us and say, hey, we want to see these cars. We want to see these changes. We want to see, this happen to the game, and we don't want to see this happen to the game. This is something that we absolutely love. This is something that we want to see different, and to have that basically completely ignored by the devs and the creators is heartbreaking to us, because we have such this connection to this game, and seeing all these notes and patch notes and release notes for whatever, it's like, ooh, we made the vegetation better. Cool. I've never heard anyone say, oh man, I wish the grass looked more realistic.
I know. It's just like, I get it. It's like, I put it in the same category with the dirt and all that in the car. Yeah. It's like, for photo mode, yeah, it'll be good. It's just, it's not a reason I'm going to be sitting on my couch after 3 beers and be like, oh, fuck, you know what? I'd love to play Forza right now because of the vegetation. You know what I mean? That's the whole damn thing. I can't
wait to see the dirt wear on this car after 4 laps. We've been
saying it for how long? Just all you got to do is figure out a way to get people to keep playing, right?
Yeah,
and it's not with dirt, and it's not with vegetation, and it's not with 15,000 models of people in the stands, because that's what it is. Apparently 15,000 individual people. It's ridiculous, man. Like, I feel like all these different changes, and you're right, after all this time, I don't necessarily know if it's like ignoring the community. I think it's more just like truly not understanding why the hell people play the game. It's like, how many focus groups do you need to have to realize why people play? And I get it's at the end of the day, it's all about sales and whatnot. It's just, it's not how you build a sustainable brand. And I kind of worry about it, especially as a reboot, if this is your approach. So interestingly, I have sort of a car modeling kind of question.
Yep.
Or thing for you. I got an image here. And it's an image of some sort of Mercedes that I forget the name of, one of the old classics. And it's got 3 games on it.
Hold on, let me see.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you quickly.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm going to just show Aren this image quickly.
Yeah.
And it's between 3 of these different games.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me which one you think the newest one
is from. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Ready?
Ready.
You're going to get 2 seconds.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to say the top one. Top one is the newest one.
Okay. So there's 3 images, obviously.
So the car that he showed me was the Mercedes-Benz 190E Evolution 16 valve.
What would you say the oldest one was?
The oldest one looked like the bottom of it. The bottom one.
And you're not pulling my leg right now.
No, the bottom one looked like the oldest. The newest one looked like the top.
Like dead to right, Aren. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not joking.
No.
The bottom one is the newest game, Forza
you serious?
Motorsport, and the top one is Forza Motorsport 4.
No way! Show me that image again.
Game, or what is it? A 10-year-old?
What? 2000? What the actual hell?
I did the same thing when I just looked at it. I thought, for sure, the top one was the newest game, and that is an old ass game.
Wow!
Xbox 360, and it still looks better. The headlights still look more accurate.
The head looks what the what?
I'm watching Aren's brain melt right now.
But
it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't.
The lighting, yeah, I guess definitely looks better, but even then, it kind of looks.
But that's the thing. If you take a quick glance at it, the top one looks the best, and I think this is an image that we need to post. So please get this posted. It's the fact that the headlights and the grill and like the headlights and the grill are what caught my eye first. Mm-hmm. But the more you look at it, yeah, okay, you have a little bit more of a reflection in the visor of the racing helmet. You get more of a reflection along the side of the paint. The wheel looks a little bit more accurate when you see the reflection off of the inside of the wheel arch.
The top one just looks like a real picture for some reason.
The top one does.
It's weird.
It looks
really weird.
I saw that and I was like, the top one's the newest, the bottom one's the oldest. Because the headlights look like, I'm sorry, I gotta say it. The headlights in this picture look like absolute shit.
Yeah.
Absolute shit.
Yeah, they don't look good.
I cannot believe that Forza Motorsport 4, in this image itself, is 12 years old.
And you got to remember, that's running on a PC. So the one that they're comparing, the most recent game, that would be the newest one running on max settings on a PC. And it still doesn't look as good as a 360. And this is not me being biased. And like legit, that was a real reaction you just got from Aren. I'm really happy you said that because I thought the same thing. It's my.
I don't know what to say.
It should never happen.
It should never be like that. Yeah. You should have shown me these pictures, and I should have been like, oh my god, the bottom one, like that's a real picture that you just showed me.
Maybe between 7 and then the newest one or 8 or whatever you want to call it. It's like okay, maybe you get those two mixed up, but like
if you look really close. Like if you look really close in certain aspects, I mean the headlights are a dead giveaway. The headlights is just it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's way more detailed.
It's way more detailed. The headlights look like photorealistic pictures in the top one. But the rest of it is just the closer you look, the more it makes sense.
Yeah, I know. So
Wow, okay.
I don't know. I've got some reservations. It's just the amount of times I've heard all this crap from Forza of like, oh, this is our best, biggest, and most immersive game, and it's just been flop after flop, and like you're doing this reboot, and you're still not getting stuff right, and that was just a fucking terrible promo for Wednesday, or which was yesterday.
Yeah,
like nobody knew this event was happening. There was hardly a trailer. It was a 6-minute tidbit of like little pieces of information. There's still no information on the game settings and stuff like that. I'm going to read aloud some comments right now because I actually do have some interesting stuff I want to touch on here. I'm going to save that image because we are going to post that. Okay, so listen to this, right? We posted all of this stuff today. Almost no positive feedback.
No.
From complaints that it's going to be pushed back till the fall, which is like whatever, to complaints about the actual game, to just honestly not a ton of engagement on this. We got a lot of engagement on the announcement that this was going to be coming on Wednesday.
Yep.
A lot of engagement. A lot of people very properly fired up for this. Drop the news. Nobody cares.
Nope.
So
surprise.
Yeah. Like, I mean, everybody's saying what the hell happened to spring 2023. I'm going to read out some comments here. Hope to fucking writes that Mid-Ohio's in the game. I believe it is. So we're good there. Disappointed the whole last 2 days. Extremely lacking. Embarrassing. This series can't go on much longer. Ruined. I don't know about maybe.
I don't know about ruined. I think just more thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah. So physics improvements are much more than 5-7 combined. Don't say that. Whatever. This is one of our most interesting comments. We got this an hour ago.
Okay.
So this is from Ponce de Leon. with a couple underscores mixed in there.
Yep.
While some players
wonderful
care about ray tracing nonsense, ever since Forza Motorsport was released in 2005, it's still missing full pit stop animations, full race regulations such as flag rules, penalties for collisions and lane cutting, safety car, virtual safety car, visual tire puncture, full car damage with fire and smoke. Good point, actually.
Yeah, very good point.
New tracks, South America tracks. Dynamic day and weather for every track. That's
very true. Yep.
Isn't it? So that's finally in. 100% realistic street racing tracks. Good point.
Honestly, is a good
not
point.
a lot of street racing tracks.
Nope.
Split screen race mode with bots. Full avatar customization with helmet and suit painting. Really good fucking point.
That's a very good point.
Why don't we have that?
I know.
Like, okay, all right, that one's going to bug me. Daily races with ranked division. That's not a bad idea, actually.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Better esports world championship tournament mode.
Well, that's
100%.
Well, that's
oh my god,
what I just mentioned.
please.
Like, what about sim racing?
Dude, there's no Forza infrastructure for like a league.
No.
And everybody's like, oh, racing games are popular. Racing games, I got news for you. Forza is the most successful game Xbox has ever had.
Period.
It's bigger than Halo, and nobody wants to admit it because people don't make money playing it because there's no fucking infrastructure.
Yeah.
Because the league format is such a dog shit. The Forza Champion stuff it's so bad. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not advertised. They don't push it. They never talk about it. It's not cool. The payouts aren't good. And it's a waste of everybody's time. So yeah, actually, I 100% agree with that. The esports world for it,
for Forza, is terrible.
It's fucking horrible.
It's terrible.
The qualifications make no sense either. So that's terrible.
Yep.
Online tournament mode with scheduled races and points table. Please. That sounds so good. Analyze the possibility of creating tracks. Blueprint would be really cool
that
to
would
make
be
its way to
really
motorsport.
cool.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Why not just do the Top Gear test track and then pick your cones and stuff? Why couldn't you
I
do
know.
that?
That would be, imagine that.
Full career, okay. Piece of resistance.
Okay.
Whoever this is, I'm pinning this comment.
Yes.
Pinned. I just lost.
Congratulations, you just had your comment pinned on the podcast.
Yeah.
What's this guy's username?
Pont _ Leon, but it's a 0 instead of an O.
Ooh.
But listen to
Leon. 10 out of 10.
Full career mode progression of a driver going from karts to advanced cars, passing through different seasons with car chassis evolution. Nailed it.
Oh my god.
Nailed it.
Can you okay? What
screenshot
it? Okay, we're gonna screenshot it. We're gonna post this, and then can you reply to this comment right now and just say, or well, okay, it doesn't have to be right now, but just reply to this comment and say, check out our latest podcast. Thank you for commenting this.
Yes. Okay. Done.
Perfect.
Done. Yeah. Incredible. Like that whole
that comment nailed everything.
Everything. How fucking you? If you got 6 years, I think you can do everything on there with no like the kart one's a little tricky, but everything else is like no problem.
Yeah.
Like why can't you have a flat tire?
Yeah.
Like an actual flat tire.
Why can't you have a flag system?
Yeah. What the hell's the problem with that? Throw a color on the screen.
Yeah.
Big deal. Blue flag. You suck. You know what I mean? Easy.
The person behind you is going a lot faster than you. Let them fucking pass.
So it's like a lot of negative comments, a lot of people being like, okay, this is disappointing, this is lacking. Somebody said they're going to kill themselves. To be fair, I did reply saying if I had a peanut allergy, I would eat peanuts.
Oh, no. Okay.
So anyways, it's a good comment. It's a good comment.
It's a good comment.
It's just like, I guess this is my overall point.
Yeah.
To wrap up the motorsport stuff and kind of how underwhelming this has been. The promotion of the video and this trailer that they had, which wasn't really a trailer, and it's just how it was really boring too. It wasn't exciting.
Yeah.
But if I was going to wrap this up, it's just they still don't get it, man. They still don't understand that. Okay, you can talk about ray tracing, you can talk about lighting, you can talk about dynamic weather and all these different things.
And all the vegetation.
None of these things actually keep people playing. The longevity of this game has nothing to do with any of these things that you've talked about.
No.
And somebody did comment this, and it's a very, very good point. It is a bit concerning that this is all they have to say and talk about after all this time.
Yeah.
You should have so much stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you got to give away the whole game right now, but like that's a bit concerning.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. That's all you got is just refining it that way.
I'm sorry, if you want to talk about longevity, when it comes to something like this, saying, "Hey, listen, we're going to have over 400 career events."
Tease it. Like, I'm not saying you got to show it, like, you know what I mean? But just talk about, okay, well, this is the name of the game modes. We'll explain them later, right? Like, it doesn't keep people playing. Like, it's the bottom line. These idiots still don't understand that. I will forget about, I guarantee you, Aaron, I will forget about ray tracing so fast.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
I don't care.
Yep.
Just make a fun game that I want to play. Make the graphics look exactly the same as Forza 2, right?
Sure.
Fine.
Yeah.
That was a fun game, dude.
Yeah.
I just, right now, I would rather play that over 7.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe 6 was actually a low-key, really sneaky good game, but it still doesn't keep me coming back that much.
And
that's
even
besides the point.
Even Motorsport 4, like
4 is the ultimate.
Four is the ultimate, and it's frustrating because you look at the trailer for 4, and you get that shiver. You get Kanye West comes in, and you see all the cinematic shots, and you get that shiver, and you're like, ooh, you know what?
It's simple.
It is.
It's simple.
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's some good cuts, right? Like it's just, it's cool cars. It's cool tracks. It's not pretending to be anything that it isn't.
Yeah.
It's not, you know what I mean?
And
it's not like it's got these, like it was just quick cuts of videos.
Yep.
There wasn't insane animations. There wasn't,
there wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, it was highlighting what the game was about, and that was it. And when it came to the advancements that Motorsport 4 made in stuff like that, it talked about the multiplayer races, and it talked about Connect. And those are the two things that I remember the most about that trailer. I guarantee you, and I think this is one of the reasons why they never made Motorsport 4 backwards compatible, is because they knew for a fact it wouldn't compete with what they are making today.
You mean it would?
It wouldn't.
Oh, it wouldn't.
It would not compete with what they are making today. It would be far better. People would not be playing the modern Forza games, and they would only be playing.
Oh yeah, it would be a problem that way. I see what you
mean.
And
that's what I mean. It's like if they made it backwards compatible, people wouldn't think of buying the new Motorsport game. They would just be playing Motorsport 4 because it's so much better.
Yeah, it's an old school thing. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's why Nintendo hesitated for years, I think, right? Because a lot of their old stuff's so good.
Yep.
That's why they haven't really done a lot of the Pokemon stuff backwards compatible, because it's so good, and that's all I would play is Emerald.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, to go back to it, man, and to wrap that section up.
Wrap the Motorsport stuff up. Yep.
It's just, I really get the feeling they still don't understand who the hell is playing this game.
Yeah.
And what actually matters to us. And we just want a fun game, man. That's it. I don't care how good it looks. Honestly, I really could care less if it looks the exact same as 7.
Yeah. If you're going to make something that's going to be out for the next 6 years and you're not going to release something, let us enjoy it for that full 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things, man. It's just
I don't want to grow tired of it.
No.
I've grown tired of Motorsport 7.
Oh, long ago. You can't even fucking buy the game.
No.
So it's just, I don't know. It's just, considering the wait, it wasn't a significant launch. It's just been kind of like dropped every once in a while. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's some more info, kind of like whatever. It's just, I just get a feeling that if this is all you got after all this, and that's your trailer after all of this,
yeah,
this is going to be a stinker of a game.
Yeah.
Because it sounds good. All the advancements sound good. It's just like, this has the same problems.
Anyway, we've beaten the bush.
Yes. I think you get our drift.
You get the point.
With
get the drift.
Motorsport.
Funny.
Ha ha ha. fucking Jesus. But I legit, like, I think that's enough for motorsport. We'll see, right? There's still plenty of time. We'll see when the hell this game actually comes out, when we actually get some real information here.
It's still January.
We're getting a recycled HUD. We're getting recycled gameplay. Like, we still really don't have a ton of pictures.
I know.
It's fine. What I will say, to transition here, is the Horizon stuff. There's a bit of Horizon news. Can you summarize this in a minute?
The Horizon news, yes. Okay, so
because it really isn't anything that spectacular.
It's nothing crazy,
groundbreaking. We should talk about it. We spent a lot of time on motorsport.
Yeah.
So let's get this out.
I'm going to condense the Forza Horizon stuff. So the Forza Horizon update is going to be coming out 6 days from now. I can't do math.
Whatever, in a week from recording.
February 2nd. It's a week from when we're recording this. So depending on when this comes out, it's going to be February 2nd when this update drops. It's going to be their Japanese stuff. There's going to be the Nissan 400Z or 400Z for the plebs who don't know how to pronounce the correct letter of the alphabet. It's something that Jason and I were having a conversation of. This should have been out a long time ago. This should have been out when the vehicle was released. It should have been a car that was released into the game as soon as the vehicle itself was released to the public. This is something that keeps the longevity of the game going. This is something that keeps the excitement of new vehicles into the game. This is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. We've been asking for it. It's finally here, and that's about it. Congratulations. You put a new to Forza vehicle in there. The only other new to Forza vehicle game is a Toyota, I think Toyota from 1965. It is the Toyota Sport 800. It's a little tiny two-door coupe thing that's going to have 87 horsepower. And guess what? It's going to be a D-class vehicle. You're going to get it. You're going to drive it twice, maybe. And then you're going to forget about it and think, okay, great. I'm going to move on to the Nissan. There are 2 recycled vehicles that are coming back. There's the 1992 Toyota MR2 Turbo. I'm quite excited for that because that was a car that I very much enjoyed in Horizon 4. But other than that, I don't think it's a car that I'm going to be using in races. I think it's just going to be a car that I'm going to, throw some nice wheels on and a nice paint job on, drive around, find some looking for groups, and join some meets, and that's about it. The Mitsubishi Galant VR4 is coming back again. That's a recycled vehicle. That one was it was an enjoyable rally car, but there were so many other good rally cars from the 90s that were better than that car.
This is a long minute.
And that was about it. That's it. There's 2 new vehicles coming. There's 2 recycled vehicles coming. It's the same shit. You got to do some events. You unlock the cars. Congratulations. You got new cars. You got old cars. Welcome to Horizon 5. What else do you expect?
Okay. Perfect. That's basically how I would summarize this. Is it's just kind of a delay on that Nissan.
Yep.
Everything else really doesn't matter.
Nope.
It's kind of overhyped. You just put Japanese in front of the title, and then everybody's like, all the tuners get all hyped up.
The tuners get excited for recycled shit.
Yeah, like I kind of thought this was like a bigger event. I'm like, oh damn, I'm kind of missing out on something here. Like, this is pretty crazy. And then I did a little bit more research, and I was like, I don't really think this is much. So
no.
Anyways, all right. So that's good to know.
Yep.
I mean, we got a little topic to discuss here, and it's something I got to get off my chest.
Okay.
I mean, I got some complaints.
About what?
There's this very specific one.
Oh,
and I can hear.
Are we cueing the music?
Yeah, I can hear it. It plays in my head.
Okay.
All the time.
Yep.
I mean, I've been having just a heck of an experience at some fast food joints recently.
See, this is. I'm so excited for this because we just went through a bunch of complaints about the new motorsport game. About Horizon. It was like, okay, complaint corner, cue the music.
Listen, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Well, you're hungry.
This is a late show tonight. We're doing a 3.
What do you mean? There's a 1.3 kilogram bag of pistachios in front of you.
Okay, it is 3:08 in the morning.
Is this seriously?
I am hungry.
Holy shit!
I am hungry.
I work tomorrow.
Okay,
I work today.
I don't care. I'm hungry, and I'm going to go through a drive-through later, and I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to go to some decrepit piece of crap place. I'm going to get terrible service, and it's going to be food that's just assembled by complete idiots. People who should be in a Buick plant. Because it seems like every time I go get a burrito, specifically, it's all it's all beans. The whole thing. It's just all the ratios are off. Every time, like, burrito's a perfect example because I get like a little bit of rice and then the rest is just fucking beans, and there's like a small amount. It's true. I'm so hungry.
Do you get the refried beans or do you get the black beans?
Hang on there. Black beans, okay. Black beans for sure. Black beans always.
It's the only
right?
correct answer.
But I mean, you get just this like tiny amount of meat, and then you go somewhere else and it's like tomatoes, but then the tomato and the cheese is touching. I don't want that. I don't want the cheese to anything to do with it.
I don't want
disgusting.
cheese touching the tomato.
No, I don't want it. It just looks like it's been taking a soak in it for like 45 minutes. It's disgusting to look at. I don't know. I got some guy who doesn't understand the ratio between pico de gallo and guacamole and corn. I get this mango salsa that's really good on my burrito too. We'll talk about that later.
I will second
jalapeno, and then it's not enough, and then I want hot sauce on it, and then the guy doesn't understand how much hot sauce I want it, which is a lot, and he doesn't understand that. Oh my god, dude! And then you end up paying like $16 Canadian for some piece of garbage, and it's like, oh, like, I mean, I'll eat it, but it's just I'm not happy about it. Like,
I'll eat it, but I won't enjoy it.
But like, oh, you do that, and then you go to McDonald's, and they always screw it up, so there's no point in going to McDonald's, and then you go to Wendy's, then that's disgustingly greasy, but then you want to go to A&W, and then that's like $15, and it's like, well, I might as well got a burrito, and then you go to get the burrito, and then the guy puts too much beans on it.
You know what's hilarious?
And then it's just this vicious cycle of nobody knows how the hell to make any kind of food. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why every single fast food place you go to, it's like the person has never had that specific kind of food. You go to McDonald's. Whoever made your hamburger has never eaten a hamburger in their entire life and doesn't understand what extra pickles is. It's like the concept's foreign. It's like 3. It's like, no, anything more than 3. Yeah. Anything more than 3 is like acceptable.
You want to put 6 on my burger? Cool. I'm happy.
Like extra, to me, 3 doesn't sound like anything resembling the word extra, right?
No.
Burritos. Every time I go to a burrito place, it's somebody who has no concept of what a burrito should look like or should taste like, or they've ever had one, right? It's like, oh, just bean sandwich? Is that what this is?
So gross to think about.
But that's what it is.
It's true. No, it's true.
Every time. A bean sandwich, dude. It's craziness. You go to Subway. It's just like
Subway's just a sandwich
bread
of
lettuce.
lettuce. It's bread lettuce. You order meat on a Subway sandwich, and they go, cool. You want turkey? Here's 2 thin slices of turkey, and the rest of it is lettuce.
I'm fighting people. I got a meatball sub. I got 4 on the whole thing, and I'm wrestling people to like try to get another 2 on it, which it should have had it anyways. So
should have had 8 on there.
Yes. Like, I'm trying to think of other restaurants. Like, those are the main ones. But it just drives me insane.
Subway's bad.
Subway's poverty food. I refuse to go to Subway. I won't do it. I'll go to any other, like, chain sub place. But I just feel like every time I go in there, I'm either going to get in a fight with somebody.
Fucking Quiznos subs, man.
Quiznos is sick.
Quiznos,
I don't know if
so
it is in
underrated.
the States, but it's unbelievable in Canada. There's just not a lot of locations.
No.
Yeah, Quiznos is fucking sweet. Like, I had that the other day. That's good. But anyways, yeah, fucking bean sandwich. Bean sandwich.
Bean sandwich.
It's so gross. So
this podcast needs to be titled Forza Motorsport and Bean Sandwiches.
It'll be in the title.
It will be in the title.
Unless I think of something better, it's going to be in the title. Bean sandwiches.
Bean sandwiches.
Forza Motorsport stinks.
Yeah.
The reboot stinks. Oh my god. What a show. What is this podcast?
I don't know.
Anyways.
It's funny because we haven't even gotten to our second segment yet.
Anyways, yeah, we won't. I'm trying to think of. We'll talk about a little like actual motorsport news here. I'm just trying to think if much has been going on. We're kind of in that lull. I mean, we got the Daytona 24 this week.
We do, yeah.
And Porsche had. I don't know if you saw that crazy crash at Daytona.
Road course,
I didn't. Obviously, right? 24 hours is the road course, but they're just going around in a circle for 24 hours. Be like, oh my god, get me off here. So, the new Porsche,
the 963,
correct. Yep. I was going to say that. I'm actually proud I remembered that.
Well done.
I don't know, just last lap quali looked like Porsche was probably going to pull away with the top time qualifying.
Surprise.
Like, dude, that car was fast. Anyways, went off track, was pushing it too far on a corner, straight to the wall, just blew the whole front of this thing off. Like crazy. I couldn't believe it, but they had it back out there. I don't know. They had everything fixed relatively quickly. They missed the rest of quali, obviously.
Yeah.
But races this weekend should be very, very interesting. I mean, this is a lot of new regulations that are coming in. A lot of cars that we actually want to see in the new motorsport game, like big time. I mean, the Porsche, the Jota,
the new BMW, the new Cadillac, the new Peugeot.
Ferrari as well.
Yeah.
Specifically the Ferrari, I'm very excited for. So it's like, I mean, you've got all these new cars coming up, and this race is going to be a really good indicator of how competitive the series actually is.
Yeah. We have so many more manufacturers competing.
Yeah, and that's just it. And it's a really good sales pitch for the top division of endurance racing. Like the people who aren't in there. I mean, Koenigsegg, they've been rumored to be flirting with the idea, and if either them or Bugatti or vice versa, or however you want to put it, it's both of them or none of them, right?
Yeah.
That's the talk.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot. Like, I can see Hyundai doing it. If they're talking about a Formula One program, they'll probably do that. Let's be honest here. Acura, I think they're full of shit talking about this is their last engine. It's like we said last episode, they'll be around for a while. Even if it is their last engine, they're just going to keep making modifications to it. I've heard so many false promises in racing so many times. So anyways, to get back to it, that's this weekend. We'll be watching.
100% we will be watching.
It's going to be a very good start to the racing season. It always is. NASCAR is testing mufflers right now. So they will be running mufflers for all of the road courses, likely, I guess, this year. I think that's the only time they're running them is not the road courses, sorry, the street circuits.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that's the only time they'll be running them.
Am I surprised? No, because you do that.
It sounds all right.
I know, but the problem is you have a racing series and you have circuits like Long Beach and
Chicago this year. Yeah.
All these places that there are a lot of houses and buildings and stuff like that. You have your 80 to 90-year-old people being like, this is too loud. I can't listen to my History Channel.
Well, I could imagine like a practice session on a Friday or something, and you're on a Zoom call, just fuck. Like, yeah, I can get how that would be kind of annoying. And I mean, it's already going to echo so much in situations like that. Long Beach is actually a good example.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, as a racing enthusiast, I feel like it clearly sounds better without them. I don't think it sounds that bad. Like Brad Keselowski was saying earlier today, he's like, actually, it sounds awesome in person. Yeah. Like it actually sounds like a better, more refined exhaust note.
Yeah. Rather than just absolute chaos.
It's supposed to be similar to like IMSA Corvette kind of sound.
Ooh,
which is nothing wrong with that.
No.
Right? So
are we talking about like C8 Corvette?
C7.
C7.
So it's like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I don't really know. Well, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be really interesting. But they're just testing it, right? I imagine there's still more tweaks to be made. Whatever.
Yep.
But that was just some interesting news. There hasn't really been much with F1. I think Oscar Piastri, he's getting sued or something right now. He borrowed a bunch of money. I don't know. Big deal. But everybody's been yelling at him about that. Other F1 news, nothing really, right, with F1. Just Hyundai thinks they're going to be involved with F1, which makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, there was the stuff about Cadillac and Andretti or something like that.
It's still really not. There's
nothing solid.
Mm-hmm.
That
okay. We actually do have something serious to talk about.
Oh yes,
Mr. Ken Block.
Oh,
just terrible news.
Okay.
I can't believe we didn't open with that now that I think about it.
No, and it was difficult news because when we recorded our last episode, it was the day before. Mm-hmm. It was January 1st that we ended up recording that episode. And you know, the next day we ended up hearing about that, and it was just I genuinely cried. Like, that was to the point where...
Well, it's just so shocking.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, holy cow.
It was like, he was such a uh, I don't even know how to put it. It was.
Well, he's a motorsport icon.
He was he was someone that I looked up to in the way of motorsport, in the way of driving, in the way of what was possible with vehicles that I've never experienced and never saw in my life. Like every single Gymkhana video, I was all over. Every single video that he did about with the Hoonigans, I was all over. I ended up buying a pair of DC shoes back in, the early 2010s because of him, because like he was the founder of DC Shoes. He was the co-founder of Hoonigan. He was huge.
I always forget about that.
It was to the point where there's so many things that wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for him. And I'm glad you brought this up because he very much deserves it. And it's frustrating that something as simple as that is capable of
well, I mean,
taking a life.
Yeah, I think that's what surprised a lot of people. It was almost just so shocking to hear how everything happened with the snowmobile accident. Like after all the crazy stuff that guy's done and just getting by on a lot of these jumps, it's like that's what did it. It's like, wow, it goes to show you anything can happen. Yeah. It's tragic. You got to feel for his daughter who's making her way through the motorsport ranks right now. I mean, that's, a really sad thing to think about. And
the whole family in general.
Of course.
And anyone who was
friends,
close with them.
Of course. Yeah. Like, I mean, our condolences for sure. It's got to be a tough time for everybody. And especially for people who, were heavily influenced by him, because there's got to be a ton of people, right? There's a ton of people who got into racing, some people who play video games and are into cars because of him, or in, mechanics, everything, anything to do with automotive. I think, it goes to show you the impact that one person can have on a specific community and the legacy that they can have, because that's going to be felt forever. Oh, you'll always have a legacy in the automotive world. I mean, Audi, right? Like, making cars based on that's Senna level inspiration.
Oh, 100%. Right? Easy.
So it's a reminder to live every day like it's your last, because it's true, right? Like it's just you never know, and a reminder to try to make your impact felt on the world, right? Because I would say Ken Block certainly did that, and he left the world in a better place. So. Yeah, our condolences to anybody affected by that for sure, because that's a tough one, a very sudden one. Yeah, man. Probably definitely the toughest news in motorsport. But I mean, regardless, so some positive things happening around the motorsport world and whatnot. Some positives and some interesting things with Forza. That's for damn sure. Yeah. I mean, Jesus, we'll see what happens with this new game.
Who knows,
right? But I do want to switch a gear.
Okay.
I got a car to talk about.
You have a car to talk about?
Yeah. It's my week, actually. It's my week.
It is your week. Yeah. Because, last week I complained about the G-Wagon.
Yeah, which is a good complaint.
It is a good
really complaint. I still think about that. It was a good one.
Car.
Hummer was a good one, too.
Hummer was a good one.
Yeah. I don't know which week was which, but between the Hummer and the G-Wagon.
Was it the Hummer last week or the G-Wagon? I can't remember.
I hate both of them.
That's fair. Me too.
This week I've kind of got a bit of a quintessential classic here. Get that music going. Get that. Turn my headphones up. Turn them shits up.
Oh, it's turned up now.
Okay,
I'm going deaf.
The Prius.
Ooh.
Toyota Prius, and I've got a full statement here for you, and I really want you guys to hear me out on this one.
Okay.
I know the stupid new generation Prius looks good, and I know that the interior is nice and everything like that now, and it's really not as embarrassing to drive, but I hate everything about that car. I hate what it represents. Like, I think you have to just go back and cite all the different things that, like, Jeremy Clarkson has said about it. The idea that you've got the electric motors and everything in this, and you got to mine the batteries, and then you have to ship the batteries from South America to Europe, and then you ship it to Finland and do all this different things and manufacture, blah, 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 and all the logistics of this car and electric charging and whatever. And then you think about like, oh, okay, well, it still has electric batteries in it. So then when you throw it out in 15 years, where do those batteries go? And you can't recycle them, you can't get rid of them, and it's just a big detriment to the environment. And then you have the audacity to be like, yeah, this is good for the environment. Because that's really all that car is about saving on emissions and saving the environment. You can say whatever you want. Well, Jason, but I save so much money in gas. Well, you know, at the risk of sounding like a right-wing podcast here,
that's fair.
Go be poor somewhere else. Honestly, I hate it to save $55 a month or something at most in gas.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy cow, there's so many cars that are good on gas now that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And what that car is doing is actually essentially killed cars.
It's true.
It's killed the life and the entertainment out of cars.
The enjoyment.
And we're car enthusiasts. You and me, and if you're listening, there's a very good chance you're a true car enthusiast and you want that emotion in your driving. I think for something as significant as driving a car, for most people, right? Like that's usually a big part of most people's day. It's your commute. It's how you get food. It's whatever.
How exciting is it for you to get your first car?
Yeah, of course. It's a huge milestone for everybody for a reason, but it's just this car has led to so many different things becoming eliminated. Like the joy of driving, it's a chore now, right? Because
it is,
everything's smooth and electronic steering and there's no feedback, and it's just, it's literally just getting around, right?
Yeah.
So
it's point A to point B. How easy can we make this for you?
So it's just such a horrible concept of a car that's just destroyed cars and motorsport and everything. And look at motorsport right now, right? And the series we're talking about that we're excited about is a V6 series with electric motors in combination. That sounds a little familiar, right?
Yeah.
That's thanks to the Prius.
Thanks to the Prius, yeah.
That's what we're doing right now, and that's what automakers are forced to do, because that's the formula that's probably going to take us forward the next little bit.
Yeah.
It's going to be a combination of synthetic fuels and electric motors in the same car.
Yep.
I'm in agreement that that's probably the best formula moving forward, but the small displacement engines and everything like that, and the lack of feedback and the electric steering and all this shit that just makes cars so dull and just generic, and honestly kind of piggybacking on the monotony of just SUVs everywhere. It's thanks to the Prius. It kind of started that, of just maximum fuel savings. Who cares about aesthetics? Make it look like an egg. Big deal. Literally compromise everything just to get the best fuel economy. That's it. That's all that car is.
Way to fucking go, Toyota. You ruined vehicles for everyone.
Ruined it. And I even think it's such a bad thing for cars that it actually looks acceptable now. And now it's not as embarrassing because it's still the same boring ass car. It's no different than a Corolla or a Camry. Every car looks the same, whether it's that, a Mazda 3, a Mazda 5, some sort of Honda Civic, some sort of Hyundai, a Chevy, a Buick. Everything looks the exact same.
Weak.
You get in it, it's just a black interior with black leather and a sunroof and Apple CarPlay, and it's just the same fucking car over and over and over ever since 2016. Is the exact same car. Everybody makes the exact same thing. Who cares? There's no inspiration. There's no emotion in a lot of these day-to-day daily cars.
That's true.
Nobody's willing to take a chance, to take a jump and make something a little unique. So I really blame the Prius for everything that's happened in the automotive space in the past 15 years has been negative. 20 years, honestly. It's just an ugly piece of crap that's made people accept the monotony and the chore of driving as nothing more than a way to cut back and save money and save gas and save time. That's all it is. There's nothing more to driving now. And it's just this whole generation of people that's coming up. I'm not saying everybody's got to be a car enthusiast, but you should be able to enjoy a pretty significant chunk of your day.
Yep.
That's my point. So it's more of a serious rather than a nonsensical complaint corner. That's a very, I feel like that's pretty poignant. But drives me nuts.
No,
it
I agree.
Really does. I fucking hate that car.
I agree.
If you think back to your first car, if you're listening at home, just, close your eyes. If you're driving, I don't care. Still close your eyes. Think about your first car. And
maybe you're still driving it.
A very good chance that that's one of your favorite cars ever, if not your favorite.
Yep.
Why is that, right? There's an emotional attachment usually. It's not perfect, right? There's no way the first car you ever had was perfect. Just there's no way, right?
I had a Saturn for my first car.
So did I.
Yep. I loved it.
I did too. I always said I wanted to keep it. So people like the flaws of those cars. That's what makes you bond with the cars. As cars continue to just like all look the same and be monotonous and just, it's not that they're perfect now. It's just that it's like, they're just all kind of like, we'll say nice. Like, take a fucking chance. Somebody do something. And it's like, oh, I don't really like the center dash display, but it's like, it's a fucking, it's a scrappy little car or something like that, right?
You gotta grab it by the scruff and then I can just throw it into the corner.
Everything's the same.
Yep.
So it's just, that's what I mean when I say Toyota's kind of done this where, I mean, their entire range looks the exact same inside. Mazda, every single car they make looks the same. Every SUV and car and hatchback has the same front fascia.
Yep.
It's the same car. It's just this one's on stilts. This one's a midget. It's like...
I'm sorry. This one was put through a taffy puller.
Yes, exactly. So, I wouldn't want to see a limo.
Oh my God.
But it's all the same look.
It is.
And it's just take a chance. Like, how hard is it? It's all, and then they try, we have a unified range. Well, it's like, I don't have every car in the stable and I'm going to have them all match. Why the hell do I care if they look all the same? It doesn't matter to me, right? And what if that look is a dud? So now your whole range sucks? Great.
When I don't know anyone that has said, I've dreamed of owning every single Mazda model that they make.
I want all my Mazdas to match. Multiple cars at home. They should all look the same.
I want my Mazda 2 to my Mazda CX-9 to be the same color.
Yeah, and let's chalk it up as design language, which is really just being lazy. So it's just, I don't know. I hate that car. I hate what it's done to the average person, we'll say.
Yep. No, that's fair.
And what is expected of a car. So
it's a good one. Well, we haven't said it yet, but Toyota Prius, fuck that car.
Perfect. Yes. Well, let's recap this show.
Yes.
Because I need a McDouble.
And I need to go to bed.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to, have a McDouble nap.
Yes.
So, Motorsport, there's going to be, we'll post more as we hear about this.
Yep.
I think we're cautiously optimistic, very cautiously, almost skeptical.
I think skeptical.
I don't have a good feeling. I've got I don't want to say I have a bad feeling, but I'm not.
One of two things is going to happen. They're going to be very under the radar about this game, and when it releases, it's going to be a huge success, and it's going to be better than any of us ever expected. Or the other thing that's going to happen is they're overhyping this game way too much, and it's going to be a huge disappointment.
That's what kind of, that's part of what scares me a little bit.
It's like ordering a Big Mac with no meat.
Sort of. I don't know. I'd equate it more to the McRib. It's like if the McRib's coming back, it's an event, right? The McRib is back. Let's go. We got commercials. We got signs. It's like, you're kind of teasing next week, the McRib, right? Like, come on.
And then you go to buy McRib and there's no meat.
And it's underwhelming. So that's a Forza game, basically, right? But I just compared a video game to the McRib. So, but it's
that's
true.
Something.
It's true, and the McRib's better.
The KFC
the McRib is
down.
better. Yeah, but when you, God damn it.
Yes, KFC Double Down. You go to grab it, and you're like, I'm covered in grease. I'm not enjoying this at all.
I know. Oh my God. Well, we will drop our little piece of tidbit information in the inevitable lull.
Yes.
Of news.
Yes.
So based on current calculations, we won't hear anything for, checking my watch, another fucking 6 months on this game.
Yeah, give or take.
If everything makes sense, we get about 2 pieces of information about this goddamn game a year.
Yep.
So, we'll drop that news soon. Horizon, nothing's going on.
Not yet.
If you play the game, message why you play the game. I'm actually very interested. Shoot us a message and tell us why you still play Horizon. Because I wouldn't say I have anything necessarily against the game. It is a kind of it's a good game at heart.
It is.
But I'm always interested to know what keeps people playing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we'll post some of your DMs and whatnot of what actually, keeps you ticking, right? I think that's fair. And we'll post that.
Keeps the rod knock going.
It keeps, the M156. That's not a rod knock. What is it? Adjuster tick.
Adjuster tick. Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, put in 5W40. Have a good week. We will be back. We've got some big stuff planned. As usual, we say it all the time. We do. And Aaron's got that new Xbox, so
I do.
Some zesty pictures.
There's going to be some very zesty pictures.
Honestly, the rendering is crazy.
Oh my! It's next level.
Yeah.
It's next level.
It's awesome.
I'm still speechless.
Yeah, we've done it before with the cloud gaming because it is actually rendered on a Series X or whatever the hell they try to say. It's just a little laggy, but still, the pictures look great. So it's going to be nice that you'll be able to do that once a week. I think Thursdays are going to be our day for doing Forza content and whatnot. But yeah, look out for some cool stuff. Motorsport, the actual thing, not the game.
Yep.
That's ramping up. So we're going to have a lot more to talk about there too. Some more news. And man, it's a good time to be a racing fan. I'd say that.
I have a good feeling about this year.
Yeah.
For the new series coming up, for for Forza Motorsport itself coming later this year.
Very competitive.
F1's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good year. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. There's going to be a lot to talk about. There's going to be a lot to go over.
Yes. Also,
we're going to be busy.
One thing I want to add, and this is what I'm going to close out with.
Okay.
So as you know, as our listeners know, we routinely, when we can, we routinely attend the event up in Bowmanville, the old Canadian Tire Motorsport
CTMP. Yeah.
Yep. So, it's IMSA sort of racing, it's endurance racing, whatnot, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
We are going to begin our planning soon. And what we're going to do this year is we're going to let you in on the planning a little bit. We're going to let you make some decisions on what we bring. And, do we bring a slip and slide? Do we bring some sort of activity or contest? Do we bring Guitar Hero? Do we bring this? Do we bring that? What do you want to see us do at the track? Do you want to see us rollerblade and play hockey on the track? Because we can do that.
We could do that.
There's many things we can do. So you're going to be able to dictate, everything from the food that we bring down to the actual nonsense activities that we do, to the choice of beer that we're going to buy in Quebec for pennies on the dollar, because Ontario is a poverty province and we have to pay way too much for booze. So we travel to Quebec to get such drink. So you will help basically pick all those different items up. But the planning starts now. So, and I'll be bringing my car down. Thank Christ.
Finally.
Yeah, I know. Now I actually have good tires. So I am, very much looking forward to that. So we'll have a little bit more info about that next week or the following week.
Yep.
But good times on the way, my friend.
All right. Well, that is episode 12. Oh my God, episode 12. We got so many to go. It is 3:45 in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
I know. I am...
Time for a McDouble.
Time for McDouble. Time for me to sleep. And we will probably see you next week.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Who knows?
This has been episode 12.
It's episode 12. Thanks for joining us.